Welcome back to the Guess What podcast. You're now tuning in with your host, Troy Seals.
And Larissa.
Yes. So it's so great to be back. Uh, yes. Yes.
That's what I
Yes.
I asked too, because I didn't understand why he was snagging all this popcorn. Don't understand.
All right. So it has a purpose. It's because we're talking about sports. And my topic later on, it covers it. It covers it.
Sure.
Yes. So today we're gonna be touching on sports and how important it is in the world, as well as highlighting the FIFA World Cup because we're coming to the finals.
We are, and we're super excited. Covers popcorn. Okay, I love this. We should do the podcast live a lot more.
Should we?
Often, because this is adding a whole nother level of funny. We are going to cover the FIFA World Cup today because obviously my team, home country, best team in the world, Spain played today and beat France. But also I'm a huge FIFA fan, and it only happens every 4 years, so why not cover it? And so that's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about FIFA, but also just sports in general, and how that's affected our society a little bit, good, bad, and ugly. But really, it's truly just about Spain winning the World Cup because that's what's gonna happen. So
Well,
super
there
excited.
there are other teams still in the running. We still have England and Argentina, and we have the legendary Messi on the Argentina
Who's
team.
Messi? Messi,
Uh,
who is Messi? So yeah, you're correct. And Spain, who's not Messi, will win. You're
I
very, very correct.
I don't have a dog in this race, so I was going for America. You know what I'm saying? But
Well, that we shouldn't have done, but that's all right. That's all right.
okay,
You can choose to do that. Um, but yeah, this will be a fun should be a fun episode. All right, Troy, what is your good thing for this week? We know we start off with good things.
my good thing. What is my good thing? Um, Speaking of sports, lately I've been actually consistent on a diet. I've been eating healthier, drinking a lot of water. I've been feeling great, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I've been cooking a lot too and
Well,
eating
that's good.
popcorn. But yeah.
That's good. That's good. My good thing this week is, let's see. Um, Oh, I don't know for anybody who's from Houston, if you is that right? Anybody who's from Houston, if you've been to the Houston Rodeo, or if you know the Houston Rodeo, you know that they have volunteer committees, and they have committees that you can volunteer in. And I was selected for an interview. I am not in the committee yet, but I'm really excited because it's super hard to get into this committee, and so I'm very, very excited. And so I there was an interview that was scheduled, so I got selected for an interview, and I'm really excited because hopefully I can get on to this committee. So very happy about that.
Yeah, that is really good. And you've been putting in some good work as far as volunteering in the Houston area, so that's really nice.
Sure have, and we will talk about that today because I did the FIFA volunteering as well. So we'll be talking about that a little bit. But yes, I love to volunteer, so it's always fun. Um, all right. So, we need to talk about some things that could be a little controversial um, when we talk about sports. I feel like, but since it's centered around the FIFA, I wanted to ask you, Troy, do
Yeah.
you feel knowing that America, United States of America, soccer is not the game? Like you guys are good at basketball, football, baseball,
Yeah.
gymnastics, every other sport,
Everything else. Yeah.
everything else. I'll give it to you,
Yeah.
except for soccer. Yet the World Cup was hosted here. Yes, in conjunction with Canada and Mexico, but should have been hosted here, given that
Um,
no one cares for soccer in the United States.
well, to be honest with you, I think it was a good thing it was hosted here because it really it brought it brought so much unity. Like I noticed because I was like taking a look around like on social media and stuff like that. I saw like Japanese people in Dallas eating barbecue, and they looked so happy. They was like, "We love Dallas, we love Dallas." They was going in, and I saw people like experiencing like the Midwest for some reason, and they just was like blown away by looking at nothing. But it was great, and a lot of people that I know like they've gotten more into soccer. So I think it was like a great thing. It was positive, and it also like seemed like it dispelled a lot of misconceptions about the U.S. To other countries. So oh, so you don't agree? How you feel? What you think?
I think it reinforced some,
Like what?
like the country thing. Like I saw a lot of people with like cowboy hats and stuff like that, and I feel like
Yeah,
we're in like in the wild wild west. One time I had friends from Spain like ask me if I rode like horses to school, and I was like, nope.
they thought you rode a horse to school.
Yep. And I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm like, I live in Texas, but that's not, no. Okay, so you feel like it was a good thing that it was hosted here. I guess in the grand scheme of things, it was not a bad thing that it was. So, um, okay. Um, could, okay, when it comes to commentators, English versus Spanish commentating in the World Cup. You, funny enough, were watching the game, but you're watching it in Spanish.
I was watching on Telemundo, 100%. Goal! They was going in.
Troy, you gotta go a little longer with that.
I can't see. See, I can't do it like
España.
that. See there you go. There you go. That's that authentic. That's that authentic right
You
there.
have to. You have to get it deep in your voice there, and do it.
See, I'm American. We just starting to learn that. Like on the
You're like,
American broadcast,
goal.
they're like, score. No, you gotta say go. You gotta go in.
Well, I love. Try it again. Try it again.
I don't how long you
Stop
gotta
eating your
do it.
popcorn. You said that. I guess
All right,
it's
all right.
bad.
All right, hold on.
Go ahead.
Goal. It's over. It's over. I can't do it that long.
What?
It's
What?
I can't do it that long. I need
Try.
practice.
Yeah, I didn't practice. What? What is this? You said the L way too soon. You went like goal.
I'm just used to saying it. I'm just used to saying goal. I'm not used to
No, goal. Oh, then
oh
the L. Yeah, try it again.
I'm about to choke on my popcorn. Oh.
You should probably stop eating this thing.
All right. I'm gonna stop. I was hungry. All right. Goal. Yeah, I can't do it that long. But we gonna get back to it. We gonna next World Cup. I got you.
Next World Cup.
Next World Cup.
You do
Next
realize
World
that
Cup.
there's games in between the World Cup, right?
Oh, I'm learning something new. I'm just playing. I do
Oh,
know there's other games. I might go to like the Houston Dynamos or something, and
you
I'll get
should.
my practice in there.
Or the LA Galaxy. I'm pretty sure that's the soccer team over there.
Are they good though?
No soccer team in the U.S. is good. Let me be clear.
You can't be saying all that. I'm sure there's a team that's okay out here.
I mean, it could be the one that Messi is in, the Inter Miami club, but that's about it.
Oh, Messi played for Miami. What?
I told you this.
Uh, hey, you have to check me on live. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot. But yeah. So I'm gonna start tuning in, start taking notes, start checking out more soccer games.
Do you feel like it was exciting? Because I feel like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, it's like boring to watch soccer." Did you feel like it was exciting to watch it?
I actually felt like it was exciting because at first I did think soccer was boring. I was like, they don't be scoring, they just be running back and forth. I'm like, what's going on? But when you actually pay attention, like the footwork, the like endurance, like the competitive drive, like they trying to score, the goalie jumping up, everybody like happy, like it's a whole vibe. Like I actually like soccer now. Football,
Good.
football, whatever.
Football. Football.
You know,
Oh my.
I'm gonna get the accent right eventually. Eventually, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool, cool. So the one thing though that you said, you mentioned like the goalie doing all these things. I really do wish that the goalies would just stay in their place. How could you not? It annoys me every time a goalie leaves its post. You have one job to stop the ball from
That's it.
entering your zone. One job. Tell me why, and we'll see it today. The goalie's halfway through through the field. I'm like, why are you there? That there's no reason for you to be over there. Have
And
one job.
and a lot of times that's how they be scoring. The goalie be leaving the
Yes,
post.
yes. I'm like, what are you doing? We have 10 other people that can do that job. Thank you. You're not one of them. Have one job. Okay, well, I'm glad that you prefer the Spanish commentating. I feel like Spanish commentating is so much better than English commentating. And it was funny because the first game that I watched, actually, I keep calling it a game, it's really called a match. But
Oh,
the
it's
first
good.
match that, yeah, the first match that I saw, I was watching it, and I don't know why. I think it's I have Hulu Live, and Fox automatically came up, and I was watching it on Fox, and I kept thinking to myself, this doesn't feel like a soccer match. I'm confused. Like, what is? Why am I not feeling the? Let's go, rah rah rah. And it was because I was watching it in English, so I
Yeah.
switched that to Telemundo so fast, and then I was like, okay, I'm in it. There's something about Spanish commentating. I feel like, oh, I wish I would have pulled a video that had the two, but um, Spanish commentating, they just go so much faster. And then there's this video on Instagram because I some of these matches I had to watch while I was working. I did have it on the background, and literally you would hear the commentator in Spanish like, no, 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 no. Iba aquí, iba allá, y se lo pasa a Yamin, it's like, and it goes so fast right when it's about to hit a goal. And I was literally working, I'm like, and they're like, wait, it's going faster. Oh, they're about to score. And then the English commentators, they do not do that. And I'm like, I can't.
They barely, you know what? They barely know what's about that. They barely know what's happening. They just like,
Yeah.
oh, they trying to read the rule book while they watching it. So
That's funny. But yeah, so Spanish commentating over English commentating, let us know what you think as well. If you think English commentating is better, or if we are all in for Spanish. Okay. And then I also think it's a good way to learn Spanish too. So all right. So we talked a little bit about me volunteering, and I did volunteer for the FIFA this year, which was really cool experience to do. I have to be careful because I've heard of like stories where um like when someone said something about the FIFA volunteering and it was maybe negative, it didn't go well. So I'm going to try
okay,
to keep this just like what the process was, and
okay,
then go from there. And little plug, the LA Olympics opened up their volunteer applications today for 2028, and of course, I'm already filling out the application.
you already filling that out?
Yep, already am. Already am. I filled out everything except for like the prompts of like, why do you want to be a volunteer? What is your experience? Because I need to take some time with that. But yes, the application for the LA Olympics is live, so make sure you check it out. And actually, I have to thank Cece because I didn't realize it was going to go live this soon. And a few weeks ago, she told me that they were going to do it in July 14th. So I went ahead and did it. So with that said, I did volunteer for the FIFA. It was a lot of fun. I really did have a good time. I did it, and so you could do it in one of the 16 host cities. I chose Houston, obviously, and
Right.
it was pretty cool. So they give you the perks. They give you a full uniform, and it's like a full uniform: hat, three shirts, a shorts, pants, a nice what is it called, fanny pack. They give you tons of deodorant also.
Oh, yeah, it's
um
it's hot out there.
yes, they give you shoes and socks it is all Adidas, a jacket, and it's all Adidas. Those shoes were nice. Those shoes feel like I'm walking in a freaking cloud. It was really cool. Honestly, I should have brought them out. But there were it was pretty nice. Hold on, let me bring out the shoes because I feel like people need to
Yeah, yeah.
see the
Pull out them
shoes.
shoes because I was
One
about
sec.
to ask, and
Yes, one sec.
I just want to take a second, just say hey to everybody in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. You're now tuning in with the Guess What podcast with hosts Troy Seals and Larissa Rios. We're taking a momentary break while she pulls out these fly FIFA Adidas shoes. They're limited edition. Uh, you only get it if you volunteer. So let's see what she's working with.
All right, what you say? Did you say something while I was out?
I was talking about those shoes.
Oh, okay. So this is the. I'll start with the fanny pack because I also could bring this out. So this is the fanny pack, and it was pretty cool. It has a Houston patch, and also my FIFA nails. Yay! It was to match the volunteer outfit, and it had my Spain right there. Okay. Anyways, so it has the two patches. Volunteer in Houston. This one actually, this patch you can take off, and you can trade with other countries or other host cities. And so a lot of people started trading. Those I did not make that many friends to be trading, but this is the fanny pack, and then this is the shoe.
Oh, yeah, you didn't show me that.
I didn't. So it has the cute little um, design, and then it has FIFA on here.
And you didn't have to pay anything for this?
Nope, didn't pay anything. So that's the FIFA 26. And then here has like "We Are 26," which was like the slogan. But these feel so good. Like they're like real shoes. I know that people are like and they're like they're like the cloud ones or whatever. So like you can like when you step on it, it's like literally a cloud. Let me put it on here as well so that you can see it. So
do you know the model of that? Do they sell that in stores or?
I don't think they sell it in stores, but it is a pretty nice shoe.
So, yeah. I see you, McChrystal. Yeah, FIFA cooking.
Okay, FIFA, yes. So it was good. They gave you literally everything: jacket, hat, shoes, socks, shirts, short pants, and a whole bunch of goodies. And then I got like for every shift that you work, up to 6 shifts. It was 6 shifts that you had to work. They give you like a speaker. They give you magnets. They give you pins. They give you a cooling towel. They give you a beach towel. So there was different things. There was tons of perks. I was at the FIFA Fan Festival, so I was not at the stadium. But those that got selected for the stadium, they're the ones holding up the flags and like being at the ceremonies in the stadium. Or some of them had like they were in the anti-doping area where they had to check to see who's following the rules.
Did they ever catch anybody doing something?
I don't know.
Okay.
Then, but yeah, I was at the FIFA Fan Festival, which is still going on. It's the only fan festival that goes on the entirety of the tournament in Houston. And I did different things. I did ceremonies there, which is helping with the acts that came on. I helped with checking in volunteers. I helped with media as well. I helped with hospitality. So anybody had like VIP tickets or something, we would help with that. The fan festival was fun because there was tons of fans there, and so like the DJ was also there, so we got to dance with the fans a lot. We got to hang out with them, so like it was fun. And then some of the days they had like special guests come on, so some of the volunteers got to see some big soccer stars. So it was a good experience. It did take like a year. It was like a year long process, kind of like I guess the Olympics is 2 years, but it was like a year long process to get onto the FIFA. So you had to apply, you had to interview, you had to go through training, you had to they call it tryouts. Then you had to I went through like 2 trainings. Then you potentially get selected. You may not get selected at that point, but it went from like July, August of last year, all the way till now.
But man, yeah, it was like a whole process. But
it was a whole process.
When I went out to Houston to check out the Fan Fest, it was fire. They had local Houston artists performing, like up and coming artists, and like it just the whole energy around the festival was nice.
Yeah.
Yes, so it was pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
always say that FIFA energy is probably it's pretty cool. Like when you bring in the whole world together, it's a pretty special thing. So anyway, volunteering for the FIFA was great, and I will be doing it the next time because next time the host countries are Spain, your winner for this year, Portugal, and Morocco. And so it will be who's this? Oh
Hey,
my god! Hi.
hey,
Is
how
this
you
alum?
doing? And
This is college.
I also want to say like, hey to Shady, like what's going on? Like right now we're doing our Guess What podcast. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Like this is one of our episodes for FIFA.
We're just
But
going live because the game happened today. The match happened today.
the match.
And so we're talking about it a little bit. But yeah, the next one will be in Spain, Morocco, and Portugal. And with three celebrations in Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay. Uruguay was like the first doing great, loving the content. Can't believe Spain took it. Look at that. Sure did. Sure did. We're almost there. One more match. One more.
Y'all made it to
Um,
the final. This is huge.
it is huge,
Yeah.
honestly. Um, but yeah, I think Uruguay is because that was where the first they were the first to take it, I think, and then Argentina has been the longest, something like that. There was three reasons why they're gonna do three games over there. I didn't even know you say how to soccer team. Thank you,
I
thank you.
but
Right there.
they
Did you
actually
read that?
did good. I read it. I read it. I didn't
Yeah.
know either. I didn't know either, but they actually did well. And I was shocked. I was gonna get a jersey before I can buy one. They was out of it, but I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one.
I don't think anyone knew that the U.S. had a soccer team. But they did do better than they did do better than what we thought they were going to do. They made it all the way to the round of 30. No, round of 16. They made it to. I think it was the round. What was it?
I think it was, and they lost to Belgium. I know they lost
They
to
lost.
Belgium.
Yeah, so I think it was a round of 16. So and they lost to Belgium. It was an interesting game. But the U.S. did not play their best that game. I was like, what is happening?
They
Someone,
gave it up. I'm like, come on now.
oh, look at that. Yes.
All black players.
Oh, man. That could have won.
Yeah.
But they did do pretty well. But I will say there was a controversy with the U.S. team because in the
Oh, what?
game, well, prior to Belgium, um, the your best striker got a red card, and
Oh
so
yes.
they once you get a red card, you exit the game immediately, and you don't play the next game. And so it was really bad because that's your best striker. So without him, you had no chance. No
Right.
chance of winning. And then someone made a call, right or
I
wrong.
I heard
Someone made a call in the
from the
United
Oval
States
Office. Yeah.
from the Oval Office, and then next thing you know, they got to play. So, um,
I
yeah,
that was a bad look. I think that actually made us look bad, and I think that made Belgium play harder.
they probably did.
That
I
made us
mean,
look like cheaters. Like I don't like that.
you got smoked though. I will say you got smoked that
Yeah,
game. I
yeah.
was
It
like,
was.
it was like
Yeah,
4-1. It was pretty bad. It was pretty
I
bad.
turned the match off like when it hit 3-1. I was like, all right, I don't want to see anymore.
That's
I don't
it.
want to see. Yeah,
I will say though, the thing about that red card though is very bad for the brand. Yes.
not a good
The
look.
thing about that red card is that there was a play that had happened in another match with Messi, your favorite guy, who was which was the exact same play, and he didn't get carded, and he should have gotten a red card, but he did not get carded, and so then when this person did, I did not like that. I was like, well, we got to follow the rules consistently. So either you red card or you don't red card. But you're not going to not red card for Messi so that he misses a game because they know that Argentina would have been out.
Yeah,
Or you red card and you red card everybody. So I didn't like that they red carded him when they hadn't done that for Messi. It was a red card. Like I will say, both of them were a red card, but if they didn't do it for one, they shouldn't have done it for the other. And so that's why I wasn't as mad when the call was made and he was allowed to play, because I don't think they were following like consistent rules and refereeing correctly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I think a lot of those calls, like the games that I did
Thanks.
watch, a lot of them was very. I don't know. It just like when I watched Portugal, I like Ronaldo, but who was
There
they
we go.
playing? That like I don't think they
Spain.
should have
What do
won
you mean?
when Portugal. No, it wasn't Spain. It was they was playing
Uh,
somebody else when I went to the FIFA Fest.
uh,
You
um,
remember what team that was?
I
But they
don't.
was all right. So they was playing somebody, and they called back like 2 or 3 goals for the other team. And even though I was going for Ronaldo, I was like,
Croatia.
it
Croatia.
was playing Croatia, and I
Yeah,
was like, all right, that's it. It just seemed like they was cheating. And I was like, I don't
they
like
were.
that. I don't like that. It's just a lot of those calls are inconsistent, and I know they show favoritism to like the legendary players,
Yeah,
but this is the World Cup. This is like the Olympics. You got to stay
right.
consistent with
You
that.
do. You do. Absolutely, you do. So, okay. So why do you think soccer was not as like popular in the US? I mean, every other sport is popular in the US. Tennis is popular, gymnastics is popular, basketball is popular, football is more American football, right? But it's popular, baseball is popular. Like literally every other sport is popular. Swimming with Michael Phelps when he was on popular. Like every other sport is popular and soccer is not. What and it's only for the men's. The women's soccer team, the U.S. is the best team. They won. They have won the World Cup before.
Yeah, yeah. Give
Um,
us some props.
yes,
The
for the
girls,
women's.
girls
I'm pretty
doing their
sure.
thing. The
I'm pretty
girls
sure they
doing their
did.
thing. Yeah.
Um, and so, like, why do you think in the men's it's not as popular?
That's a good question. I noticed like the sports that you named. Some of them I know for sure. Football and basketball was actually invented in by like Americans.
Okay.
So that was like that. I feel like that might be a huge thing as far as like us playing an American-made sport and us just being exposed to. I feel like a lot of it is just like exposure. Like growing up, I played sports. I played the sports I was exposed to. Like a lot of people, yeah. Like all you need is a soccer ball and a trash can. And you can like play. You can practice soccer, but I don't know. Like it was just so much. It's so embedded in American culture to play baseball, basketball, or football. Soccer, I think now is going to start creeping up more. Now that we
Mm-hmm.
had the World Cup in our country, and a lot of people are excited. But yeah, so just I think just marketing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I do think now there's going to be a newfound interest for soccer. Honestly, if you watch a good game, and not every game is exciting, like I will say that, but if you watch a good game, like I mean, right now I'm pulling for Spain all day long, but actually, the Spain team is full of Barcelona players, which I strongly do not like the Barcelona team because I'm a Real Madrid fan all day, every day. That's a true Spaniard fan. But which is funny because Mbappe, the French player today, is part of the Real Madrid team. But I feel like once people start looking at their local teams, they will start getting more into it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, some of these games, like the Barca and Madrid, it's called El Clásico, the classic game, and every time you watch that, you're literally in the edge of your seat because you're like, are they scoring? Are they not scoring? Why are they not scoring? Why do they do this? Why do they do, like every play is like a what is going on? And I think if people were to start getting into it, you would find that it's actually pretty exciting. And then again, once you make the goal, you're all good. So I hope that it becomes a little bit more popular now in the U.S. I feel like even my friends have been like, "Oh, I didn't know about that. Oh, did you see this play? Did you see that?" I'm like, "Yes, I did. Did you?" Like, yes. So I do hope that it becomes a little bit more popular.
It's
Um,
good.
Okay, so in college, I don't know if you ever knew this, but I took a class. Part of my major is sociology, and I took a class in sports and society. And I learned quite a bit in that class. I really liked it. One of the things in and I'm going to compare the U.S. with Spain because I come from Spain, but I think Europe is pretty similar. Sports is not actually the center of anything. So, like
Right.
in Spain, sports is secondary. So academics is first. You go to school, right? And then if you wanted to do extracurriculars, you had to pay to go to a club to do extracurriculars. It's not part of like there's not like an athletic program like there is here, and you can like join the football team or join the track team or join the basketball. Like that's not a thing in Spain. Is you go to school, and then if you were involved in extracurriculars, you would play for the club, like the city club or something like that. So it was very secondary. There was no like scholarships. I mean, maybe there were, but like there was no scholarships for college. Like you're not trying to play to get into D1 school. You're not trying to go to pro. Like it, it's so not that, right? Here, when I got here, it's funny because I got here in eighth grade, and literally my first day, I was tall, right? And my first day, my PE coach was the women's basketball coach, and goes, "Hey, we have tryouts today." And I was like, "Okay," because I got here in November, and they were like, "We have tryouts," and I said, "Oh,
The
okay."
first day you got here?
The first day, because I had PE class, and so
Yeah.
the first day of school that I went to school, and she was like, "We have tryouts going on." I said, "Congratulations!" Like I barely understand English at this point, so I'm like, "Okay," um, and she was like, "You need to stay for basketball tryouts," and I was like, "I need to what now?" And I'm thinking I'm in trouble or something. Like I don't know what's happening. And so I call my mom and I'm like, "Hey, they're telling me that I need to stay here to do something with basketball." And she was like, "What are you talking?" And I'm like, "I don't know. They just told me to stay, so I need to stay." So I stayed
So,
and tried out. I, but I didn't know that I was trying out. I tried out. And as I'm trying out, they're like, "Hey, shoot." And I was like, "Okay, I'll shoot." And so they were like, "Shoot and freeze." And I kept shooting. They were like, "Shoot, freeze." And I kept shooting. And I did that like 10 times. And they were like, "Stop, shoot, stop." And I was like, "Oh, you just want me to stay still." And they were like, "Yeah, we told you to shoot and freeze."
you're
I
like,
did
I don't
not
know
know.
what freeze is.
I
I
don't know
just
what
got
freeze
here.
was.
I just got
I
here.
did
I'm
not
so
know what freeze was. And so I was like, "Oh, okay," because they wanted to see like my like throw,
your
like how to, my
arm.
hands, yeah. And so they were like, "You made the team, but you made the B team. You know how they have the A team and the B team? They were like, "You made the B team. You'll start in the B team, but the reason why you made the B team is because you can't understand instructions."
And
And
you
so
was
like
about to get 18.
I was, because I could play, but I couldn't understand jack crap of what they were telling me. And so they were like, "You'll star in that, but like you can't because if we're trying to give you directions as you're running the ball or something, like you're not going to understand what we're saying." And I'm like, "You're correct, I'm not." So I got on the B team, but that is how crazy like sports are in America because my first day, it was you're the basketball team, like it was so fast. And I was like, "Okay, well, that's that." Versus in Spain, that was not even a question. We just did that in PE and called it a day.
Yeah.
So,
Sports is so heavily like ingrained in our culture, like as like American citizens. It's like you have to do this, you have to do that. And I do think it's good to like do sports and be healthy, but at the same time, like it'll be nice if we put a little bit more focus on academics. Maybe like we wouldn't be so behind some of the other countries. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But that
And I
is
know that.
hilarious though.
And I know that you have to have a certain GPA to play and all that kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
it's just there's a lot more focus on sports in our society than it is anything else. And it's part of the culture, right? Like Super Bowl, Final Four, March Madness, like everything revolves around. Every month there's a sports something, World Series, like there's something. There's a sports something every single
Every
month.
season, pretty much
Yeah,
every season. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I specifically do not like the fall because then football comes around, and my goodness, there's football everywhere, everywhere. College football, high school football, pro football, football everywhere. It's football
Yeah.
palooza. I'm like, okay, got it. But 2-0 Spain. just it was just a really good game. The French played a little dirty, as they usually do, but it was a good game. So those are the highlights from today's game. Again, I'm never gonna stop saying it. Spain is the best team. Road to the finals. We're gonna win it all, and I'm really excited. Um, all right, Troy. What do you? I mean, I know that you watched the. Well, you didn't watch the game. You were at work, but um.
Watch some of the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, like I actually thought France. I thought they was gonna do a little bit better than that. Like Spain really came with it. Um, this is very exciting. Like I saw France. I was like, dang, they missed the penalty kick. Like, and then I saw like
Yeah.
some of
Well, it was
their
a free
moves.
kick for them. It wasn't a penalty. It was a free kick. A
It was
little
a free
different.
kick. It's called a free kick.
For
See, I
them, it
learned
was a
something.
free kick. There's a penalty kick and there's a free kick. For them, it was a free kick. For us, it was a penalty kick.
See, I learned something new about soccer every day. So I'm glad
Yeah.
it came to the states with it. But yeah, so it is very exciting. Like I really wasn't checking for Spain for a while, but now
No, you weren't.
I'm a believer. I may get a jersey.
You know, I'm just saying, a lot of people were down in Spain. I'm not gonna lie. After the first game, I was a little annoyed because it was a draw with
Yeah, they didn't
Cabo
score.
Verde, which I was like, what are we doing here? Even though Cabo Verde was honestly, they were a good team, but I was a little confused when everybody was like, Spain, what? I'm like, they were the number one team coming into the FIFA World Cup. Like, I don't understand why we didn't think that. But then after the first sort of few games, they got ranked down because France, England, Argentina were doing so well. Norway was doing really well. So it kind of got ranked down, down, down. But then slowly but surely it went up. And the one thing I will say about Spain, they're the slow and steady wins the race. That's the definition of it. Slow and steady wins the race. They are not known for being huge strikers and them striking all the way through. Like if you see, really, Saudi Arabia was the only team that we scored 4-1 or 4-0. But the other teams were 2-1, 2, something like it was slow and steady. But we only had one conceded goal. So all the way up to the quarterfinals, we didn't have any goals scored against us for like it was like 30 games or something like that. But in the World Cup alone, it was all the games we had not conceded a goal. I would have liked to be able to go up against the U.S. That would have been. My family was ready because we were both, half American, half Spanish. We were ready for that one.
I would have been going for America all the way.
That's
I rode
embarrassing.
with you all the way here,
That's
but I gotta go
embarrassing.
with the home team. I gotta go
That
with
is
my team.
embarrassing. I would have gone for Spain because obviously they would have won. Like the thought that you would even think that the U.S. had any chance against Spain is kind of cute.
We had a chance to win it all. Like at first, I didn't think
What?
that.
What did you
First,
say?
I didn't. First, I didn't think that. I didn't think
You
it at all.
shouldn't think that now.
But we did very well
You
until
did okay. No,
until.
Troy, because I think that like I've told you that the U.S. has done well, and I think it's gotten misconstrued. You've done well for what the U.S. does, not well as a whole. Let me be very clear here. Not well as a whole. You lost to Belgium 4-1 or 4-0, something like 4-1. I think it was 4-1.
It
So
was
I'm like,
we had 1 point in that game.
okay,
Scored
one goal.
points.
Did you just say a point? Goal. You had one
We
goal.
oh my gosh, we had a goal.
Okay. Confused. I, but yes, go Spain. Go US. Great. Spain was definitely in the top. And then it slowly kind of went down, and now I think we slowly build back up. But a lot of people were doubting in Spain. There's this little team that people don't think has anything going, and we do. Um, but I wanted to say something about like coincidences because we won in 2020. Did I just say 2010? We
You
won in
used to being in
2010.
your 20s now, but continue.
We won in 2010. And going into this uh, year, there was actually a lot of uh, coincidences.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna make fun of me because I can't barely speak English at this
You're
point.
saying it right.
Troy always tells me I'm saying it right. Um, there were a lot of things that matched up with the 2010 sort of way of going to win the World Cup. So in 2010, we were the European champions. In 2026, we're the European champions. And what that means, for those who don't know, Europe will have a Europe Cup, and then like Latin America has the CONMEBOL Cup, and so that's Latin American countries. Then the winners of those two actually are supposed to do a match the year before the FIFA, leading up to it. Last year, Argentina won it. Argentina was the winner for the I'm pretty sure it's CONMEBOL, which is Latin American one, and Spain was the one for Europe. And so they were supposed to match up last year. That did not happen. And so because the host country, I believe, I'm pretty sure it was the host country that could not get it together. Or something happened that they didn't get to match. So, and it's called the Finalissima. Finalissima, yeah. And so, if I'm not corrected by any of this, I don't come from me, but I'm pretty sure I am. But then, um, so they never got to play. So now I have a feeling that they're going to play each other. It would make sense because they both have beaten these teams before. So like, or most of these teams before, which is why it does not surprise me that they're getting closer to that final. But I do have a lot of hope in England that I think can knock out Argentina. I actually think that they have a
So,
chance.
are you scared of Argentina? Are you scared of Messi? Is that why?
I don't want to have to find out. This is the thing though. Messi was in Barcelona most of his career. He loves Spain. It's not like he doesn't because he was there most of the career. That's how people know him from El Barça, and that's what I think people are not putting two and two together. And so our players know him. Our players know how he plays. So I would just keep that in mind as we go into the finals. He doesn't really know how our players play, but we know how he plays because he's played in that team before. Most of the players, that was another thing that was the same. Eight players from Barca made it to the Spanish team. That also happened in 2010. Eight of those players made it. We were the European champions. We didn't score the first game. That happened again in 2010. We did not score the first game, but we went to win it all. It happened again this year. Everybody was so upset because they didn't score against Cabo Verde, but they didn't lose the game. They drew out the game. Then the other sort of things, Real Madrid had a trophyless season. That happened again this time around, obviously. You do have Mbappe, who is part of Real Madrid, so that doesn't surprise me. But I'm all about Real Madrid, so fan here, but I don't like that they had a trophyless season. They were in Group H again, so that's a big one, right? They were in Group H last time in 2010 when they won. They were in Group H this time when they were going in. So that was another one. They played the Uruguay coach had to play Spain again. That had happened before. So in 2010, so that was really interesting. And then the one that I like the most, Shakira has a hit song. Waka Waka was the 2010 one, and Spain won. Not to mention she found her man and father of children through that. They're no longer together, but that's how they met in 2010. Now this year she has Die Die again as a hit for the World Cup. So I'm just saying, I feel like there's a few things. The opener was the same, South Africa versus Mexico. So like I feel like there's a few things here that are hinting to Spain being the World Cup winner. And I am all hands, toes down. Spain will win the World Cup.
A lot of that stuff, isn't it kind of eerie that so much of that stuff has happened and it's like lining up again?
Don't start. Don't start. I already know where you're going with this. Do not start.
But come on, that's
it's a coin drink.
That's a lot of coincidences. Coincidence. But that's a lot of coincidences. That's crazy. Uh,
It's
this ass
happening.
little
This is
fishy.
happening. This is
That's a little
happening.
fishy. But yeah.
Oh man. All
But
right.
I am hoping that Spain wins. All right. Yeah. So you know, growing up, like you know, since we're on the topic of like FIFA, sports, World Cup, I grew up playing sports. I grew up playing like football, basketball, and it's very embedded in the American culture. And sometimes, like people that can kind of like put their identity into a sport instead of like actually trying to like figure out who they are, what they want. And I remember one time I was like I was like working out for football, and I just had this weird thought. Like I was like, man, I'm over here training like a horse. Then if I hurt my leg or anything like that, like these coaches, would they still be concerned about my future? Would they still want to see me like excel, even if I'm not like on a field, like making a name for them as well as myself? Like I kind of had that thought, but like sports, it could kind of take your focus away from academics, but it can also build character and leadership and team, and it's like working with a team, and it's like certain skills that I took from learning from playing sports. I apply it to like my work ethic, I can't talk today. My work ethic today, in my career, and it helps me go the extra mile. So I think there's pros and cons, and I think there's moderation in everything. But I do think it's important to play a sport as well as to like get your grades. So yeah, that I don't know if that fits the confession time, but that kind of like took me back down memory lane.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that was great. I have something much more superficial than this, so I don't know that I even should share at this
You
point.
should share it. I want to hear it.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, like, I think a lot of people didn't realize how passionate I am about soccer or football. In the office, and to be honest, even in my just life, like, I don't think people have experienced me in this setting. And I am very passionate, especially when Spain is playing. I am all in. And in the office, you could visit. Some of these matches have been when I'm in the office, and so you could visibly see me having like a little bit of a
Could
meltdown.
could they see you
Um,
today?
they did see me today. Um, Today was a little bit better because I was excited because they were scoring. So I was like, fine. But the first game, the Cabo Verde game, I almost about had a heart attack in the office. And then we're like, Larissa, you need to calm down. I said, I honestly don't need to, though, because when it's the World Series or when it's the Super Bowl or when it's like NBA Finals, we're all like out of our seats, right? But when it's soccer, because we're not, then it's a problem. And so I was like, no, I am very passionate about soccer and they're not scoring, and this is an issue. Now they're starting to understand. It's funny because now a lot of my uh, sort of like people that I work with and um, my partners in my client areas are all like, Spain scored. Are you excited? They made it. And then like messaging me, and I'm like, there you go. Now you know. Now you in it. Now you in it. And now I've gotten people to watch it. I'm like, you see, this is a thing. It's we we're rooting. And now that the US is out, they don't have any other teams to go for. So essentially we're all going for Spain. If you know me and you're not going for Spain, it is a problem. We're no longer friends. Have a nice life. But unless you're from England or well, not France, England or Argentina, then okay, you get a pass. But otherwise, you need to be going for Spain. I don't understand what's happening.
You have
But
my
yes,
dad going for Spain.
see what I mean.
He's like,
See what
oh
I mean.
yeah, like I'm going for Spain because of Larissa. He's like,
Thank you.
if it wasn't for
Thank
Larissa, I'd be going for Messi.
you. No, no, we
That's
don't
what
do
he
that.
said.
We're not gonna bring those vibes over. Thank you, Mr. Seals, for going for the right team. Good job. Go Spain. Let's go. That is the best. It's the best team. Like, I don't understand.
He was
Best
also
team.
thinking about France because we got a little French in our blood. But
No, it's okay. You clearly choosing the right team. You just, I
but
mean,
yeah,
I can't.
your passion, it's infectious. Like a lot of us, like we really didn't know how how excited you were about these games. You're very spirited, and I think you got a lot of us into the sport in general.
Yay! Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Now we're gonna be watching every soccer match together. No, it's fun. It's good. Especially when your country's playing. Like I think that's just another level of like just pride, and so I'm really really excited. Okay, all right. Well, that was our episode. It was a little bit longer than usual, you guys. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for those who came to the live as well. You will be watching this a week later. So for those of you who didn't come to the live, we did have a live last Tuesday. So all the things that we watched today, everything we talked about today was from last Tuesday. Um, when Spain beat France. So it was Tuesday. I'm gonna say the date so that it makes sense. July 14th. That's when we did a live on Instagram. So we didn't have an episode that day, but we went live because of the FIFA World Cup happening. By the time this airs, the final would have occurred, and
Oh wow!
hopefully Spain is winning. This because otherwise everything I said today is essentially null and void, but it's okay. So hopefully Spain will win this. By the time this airs, we will have a FIFA World Cup champion, and it will be great. So we are going to do sort of like a two-part thing for FIFA, so you'll see a little bit of content from that. But thank you for sticking around. If you went to the live or if you're listening here, thank you either way. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the support so far. And then we'll see you at the next one.
All right, see you at the next one. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios.